Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you environment and natural resource conservation. What is environment? Environment is everything that is around us and includes living and non-living things, physical, chemical, and other natural forces. The term environment has been derived from a French word environia, means to surround. It refers to both abiotic means physical or non-living and biotic means living environment. The word environment means surroundings in which organisms live. Environment and the organism are two dynamic and complex components of nature. Environment regulates the life of the organism including human beings. Human beings interact with the environment more vigorously than other living beings. Ordinarily, environment refers to the material and forces that surrounds the living organism. Environment is the sum total of conditions that surrounds us at a given point of time and space. It is comprised of the interacting systems of physical, biological, and cultural elements which are interlinked both individually and collectively. Environment is the sum total of conditions in which an organism has to survive or maintain its life process. It influences the growth and development of living forms. In other words, environment refers to those surroundings that surround living beings from all sides and affect their uh, lives in total. It consists of atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. Its chief components are soil, water, air, organisms, and solar energy. It has provided us all the resources for leading a comfortable life. Now we'll talk about artificial environment. Artificial or built environment in contrast to natural environment. It is the environment that has been influenced by human intervention. What is society and the environment? The human society draws a lot from the environment for all its needs. The interaction between the environment and the human society are undergoing constant changes. While we can safely say that society at large values the environment, the variety of people in society have different interests and values, and it is difficult to arrive at a clear and concrete plan to ensure the protection of our environment. What is ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community of living organisms, biotic together with the non-living abiotic constituents of their environment coexisting as a system. The various biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem are connected through the cycling of nutrients and flow of energy within the ecosystem. The fundamental source of energy in all ecosystems is the sun. Example, tropical rainforest, deserts, coral reefs. Autotrophs. Autotrophs are the producers in an ecosystem that utilizes the energy from the sun to make complex compounds from simple substances present in the environment. Heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are the consumers in the ecosystem. They are incapable of making their own food and are dependent on other for food. They derive their nutrition mainly from the autotrophs. Example, human animals, some plants such as the pitcher plant, which do not photosynthesize their own food but derive their nutrition from other organisms like insects and other plants, are also heterotrophs. What are the factors which influence ecosystem? Pollution change, change in economic activity, socio-political factors, cultural and religious factors, science and technology. Pollution change, this includes pollution, growth and migration. World population has doubled in the past 40 years, reaching 6 billion in 2000, with most of the growth taking place in developing countries. However, at present, some developing countries have very low rates of population growth, whereas some high income countries have high rates because of immigration. Change in economic activity. Global economic activity has increased nearly sevenfold in the last 50 years. As per capita income growth, demand for many ecosystem services increase and the structure of consumption also changes. Socio-political factors. These factors include decision-making processes and the extent of public participation in them. The trend toward democratic institutions over the past 50 years has helped to empower local communities. Science and technology. The 20th century saw tremendous advances in the understanding of how the world works and in the technical application of that knowledge. Much of increase in agricultural output over the past 40 years has come from an increase in yields per hectare rather than an expansion of area. Conservation of natural resources. Conservation of natural resources needs to be viewed with the conservation and utilization of natural resources. Absolute conservation encompasses the quality and quantity of natural resources such as air, water, land, forest, animal, mineral without their declination. Absolute conservation is the thinking that natural resources should be used without their utilization. Relative conservation. This approach of natural resources conservation emphasizes on the need of integration of conservation program while using the resources. Reuse, recycling, and minimum use of the non-renewable resources like fuel, oil, and mineral help in their conservation. Conser- Conversational use of natural resources. Natural resources are essential in every step of our life. We can not imagine even a second of life in the absence of these resources. The way that we exploit these resources along with conservation is its proper utilization. Conversational use of natural resources refers to the utilization of natural resources refers to the utilization of natural resources in such a way that includes the consumption as well as conservation uh, with the purpose of achieving the principle of sustainability. We should clearly understand the type, status, and nature of the resources. On the other hand, the renewable natural resources are available in limited amount. Therefore, we should reduce their use and seek their alternatives. Reuse. Reuse means use the things for the next time. In reuse, the form of resources is not changed. These are again to supply the drinks. Reuse helps conserve the natural resources in two ways. On the one hand, it helps reduce and the use of raw materials, and on the other hand, it helps one reduce environmental pollution. Recycling is the process of making the resources able to be used after some alteration in the structure of the resources. Recycling includes remelting, recollecting, and reprocessing as well. Impact of human activities on natural resources. Scarcity of water. Water is a renewable nature resource. Water is needed for various activities of human beings like drinking, irrigation, industry, navigation, electricity production, etc. Environmental pollution. The major resources of the earth like air, water, and land get polluted due to human activities. Depletion of wildlife. People are destroying forests for the purpose of timber, firewood, and agriculture. Deforestation. Forest is not only important to get valuable forest products but also important to maintain ecological balance. Due to extreme poverty, most of the people depend on the forest resources for their survival. Degradation in ecosystem. Problem like depletion of forests, floods, landslides, extreme utilization of land are started to be observed due to the various activity of people. Depletion of pasture land. The pasture land for animals has been depleting due to various types of development activities. Floods, landslides, and soil erosion. Declining of ecosystem. Now next topic is green economy and green skills. What is a green economy? The term green economy was first coined and used by a group of leading environmental economists in 1989 report for the government of the United Kingdom entitled Blueprint for a Green Economy. An economy is defined as the state of a country in terms of the production and consumption of goods and services and the money supplies therein. What are green skills? As per the National Centre for Vocational Education Research, Australia, green skills are defined as the technical skills, knowledge, values, and attitudes needed in the workforce to develop and support sustainable social, economic, and environmental outcomes in the business, industry, and community. Why green development is so important? Creating a sustainable earth for our future generations, reducing air pollution, reducing global warming and its effects, transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy, low carbon, the reduction of all greenhouse gas emissions, efficient resource management both at the micro and macro levels through more effective water and waste management, clean transport, better land management, energy conservation, etc. Social equity through inclusion, the responsibility and rewards of economic growth, their share across all strata of society.